Good afternoon, everybody. Today is going to be part 2 of our prep for our lawn leveling. Just in front of me here, which I'll show you in a second, my 7 yards of sand was delivered this morning, so we'll get to that in a couple days. For now, what we're working on today is we're going to do some aeration. Typically, for most of you that are used to this sort of thing of doing aeration, you typically do this in the fall. That only applies to cool season grasses. For the Bermuda, you really want to do it in the middle of the summer, which actually makes it really crappy because this is tough work. But you do it in the summer so that you do it while the grass is at its peak growing season when it's the healthiest. You don't want to do this at any other time for the Bermuda because it will be stressful on the lawn. So one of the things that I am going to do for sure when I am done is I am going to clean up all the plugs. And the reason why is because they will get smushed down, and that's not what I want to do. I want to make sure that the grass is really clear and ready to go for the sand. So that's going to be the process today. We're just going to go around. I was going to start later on in the day because it's so freaking hot and humid. It's actually a little bit worse than it was yesterday, but it got cloudy. It may rain. So I'm going to go ahead and take my chances and at least get part of the front yard done, and then I will do the back later on, or maybe even tomorrow morning first thing. I rented it from Home Depot and I did it for 24 hours because I figured, a little bit more money will be worth my time and it'll give me time to get things done. So let's get started. And if you want to see my beautiful sand, that right there is 7 yards of sand that's ready to go for tomorrow. So with that, let's get this party started with a little bit of aeration. Yesterday when I got done scupping my lawn, as you can see, it looks absolutely terrible by design, but it still looks terrible. I turned on the irrigation system and I marked all of the sprinkler heads. And I did that to make sure that I know where they are. I did the same thing in the backyard. And that way, as I go over the lawn with the aerator, I am sure not to tear up any of these sprinkler heads. If you do, you're gonna have a pretty bad day and you're gonna have to fix them. So took the time, ran the sprinklers, got cooled off, and marked where they all are. And this way I'm sure that I'm not going to run over anything. Have one back there. There's a bunch of them back there as well. So let's get started. I'm going to do the front right now while it's cloudy, and we'll get to it. All right, so this is a pretty simple machine. There's not a lot to it. The big thing to keep in mind is that there is a big roller up there in the front that you need to keep on the ground. They said when you turn this thing to make sure you lift the tines off of the ground so that you don't cause any problems for it. There's a belt, or there's actually a chain in the back that will break if you're not careful. Pretty simple stuff. There are weights right here and on the other side to help weigh down the tines. The lawn is actually pretty soft, so we shouldn't have too many problems. I do have some cable that's running down here and over to the front of the lawn. I'm gonna probably stay away from that left side just to err on the side of caution. I think it's deep enough. These tines are only gonna go in, I don't know, about 6 inches or so, maybe 4 inches, but I'm gonna err on the side of caution on that. It's just a lot of work because it's a lot of turning and then avoiding stuff. So my sprinklers actually run right along here. So I didn't mark them because I figured I knew exactly where they were and I was running out of flags, and that's the one area I'm just gonna stay away from. So we'll be all right. So let's get this thing started. There is a start button up here on the front. Put it on. There is a choke right here, which I'm not sure I'm gonna need, but I will turn on to half. Once we get it started, we basically drop the back. The wheels actually come up. It's powered from the handle here. So you just pull it back for us to keep it moving, which actually engages the belt. And that's pretty much it. So let's give it a go. Yeah, that's as tiring as it looked. I think I'm gonna stop for now, and I'm gonna rake up these little turd piles, get them off the grass. That'll be my break, and then I will, I don't know what I'll do. I may start the back, but good grief. Why do I pick these freaking projects? But hey, it's gonna look great when it's done. So I'm gonna rake these up, and the reason why is because if you don't, a lot of people, they wait and they let them dry out and then take their mower and pulverize them. But what happens is, if you do that, you could end up with some of this stuff. And what it does is it flattens it out and it becomes these little dollar spots on your lawn, and then it may not break down. So since I'm gonna put a bunch of sand down on here, I don't necessarily want this to be something that's gonna sit underneath it. And a lot of this is good dirt. So what I'm hoping I may do is collect it, run it through my sifter, and maybe have some good dirt left over as well. So I'm gonna solicit my daughter's help on this, I hope. And then she'll start raking all this stuff, and we can collect it, put it in my gorilla cart, and then we'll save it for later, or we'll just dump it somewhere. But I'm definitely getting it off the grass because I don't want these little dollar spots everywhere. Well, the yard is beat up, but it's what I wanted. Looks pretty good. Hey, Sam. Wave. No, that's Sam. Thanks for your help.
No problem.
Nancy. Both helped out with making these piles, and we filled up an entire gorilla cart with the aerator droppings. So I'm gonna recycle those, but I made them stop because we are all very tired, and I'll pick them up in the morning. Well, that was probably one of the more tiring things that I've ever done. I've got sweat literally pouring off the bill of my cap. That hill is literally no joke for everything that I've ever done. But that aerator, that one takes the cake. I finally figured out just going straight up and down was the best way to do the hill, because trying to go side to side, I was gonna have to wrestle that thing the whole way. So I just said, screw it, let's just go straight up. We'll let it roll back down, and that actually worked pretty well, but it was still really tiring. Hey, I got it done. Tomorrow morning, I'll finish up with the rest of all of this pickup, and then we should be good shape for aerating. I am gonna mow it again. I'm gonna pick up all of the debris and flatten out the grass before I do any sand, and we'll be good to go for the leveling project, which is really the whole purpose behind all this. Oh, and one more thing, I am gonna do some nitrogen on this grass before I do the lawn leveling, and the reason why is because I want to give this thing a nice boost right before we start putting down a bunch of sand and stressing it out even more. but I think we're going to be in good shape. So anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And listen, I really do appreciate everybody that supports me on this channel. I appreciate everybody taking time out of their schedule to take a look at it and to like and comment. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. My email is in the description. Feel free to hit that as well. And if you like the videos that I'm putting out, don't forget to hit that bell and be notified of the next videos that come out. So with that, I am going to drink my, I don't know, it's probably my 7th giant Yeti of water, and may even have a little beverage in a little bit too. But first things first, I gotta take a shower. I stink. Have a good one, guys.